I'm now joined by former India captain Sunil Gavaskar, who joins us live from Dharamsala. Sunil, I hate to do this on a day that the Indian players have performed so well, but just looking at the way the West Indies team performed, to us on television it looked like some of them were disinterested, maybe trying to prove a point to their board. But is that the feeling you got as well?
Yes, certainly I think the way they fielded, it didn't look as if their heart was in the game. But you see, what happens is you might have a dispute with the board or the authorities, but you've got to play for your own personal pride, and I think that perhaps was not 100%, and that was a disappointing aspect, because this has been a champion team over the years, and to see them in this current state really isn't a good sight for all of us who have been admirers of West Indies cricket.
Right, I'm just looking at the scorecard, Sunny bhai. Samuels, of course, yes, got the 100, but somehow we got the feeling, was he playing to win the game? We've got Pollard, who's a big hitter. What was strike rate was less than 20. Ramdeep comes at number 4, doesn't strike the ball. Somehow it looked that they were not even there to chase the target.
Well, I think it was a stiff target. When you're asked to score at more than a run a ball, you need to get off to a start. That's what Dwayne Smith tried to do, got out. If he had got the team off to a start, it might have been a little bit different. But yes, I think there was just that impression, even when Dwayne Smith was batting for those 11 deliveries that he played, that he was looking just to try and hit just every ball. That doesn't work in international cricket, because bowlers, you might have one good over against a bowler, but bowlers, international quality bowlers, are good enough to come back and give you problems. So yes, I think maybe they were not 100% there. Their heart certainly didn't seem to be in the game, and that really was sad.
Right, as you mentioned, Sunny bhai, it is really sad. I mean, there were hints of them being disinterested. Their hearts weren't there, as you say. How fair is it that, or rather, how unfair is it for the cricket fans who've turned up to watch the game? I understand they have a dispute with their board, but those fans who've paid their good money to come, get a ticket, watch a game in Dharamsala, how unfair is that on them?
And because, Dharamshala is a place which does not get matches regularly, yes, I think that's a little bit unfortunate that they didn't actually get a great competitive game. But towards the end, the way the West Indies were hitting the ball, when Andre Russell and Marlon Samuels were hitting the ball, powering the ball away, it looked as if they had an outside chance of coming close to the Indian total. It didn't happen because the Indians came back well. And yes, I think if maybe they were totally committed, totally focused, it might have been a real close game.
Right. Now, Sunny bhai, we spoke to BCCI officials earlier in the day, and they said that they are going to go to the ICC and they would like the ICC to investigate the fact that West Indies is pulling out of the series midway. Would you also like the international authorities to investigate this match as far as the performance of the West Indian players have been concerned?
No, not really. I don't think there was anything malified about it. It was just the fact that we all knew the circumstances under which they had taken the field. The fact that they actually took the field meant that they showed respect to the Indian fans. They could have just not turned up for the match at all. But the fact that they showed that they came onto the ground and played the game showed that they were aware of the fact that they have a big following in India, and they were not going to disappoint their fans. Yes, maybe the performance was not 100%, but I don't think that is something that needs any investigation.
Right. Sunny bhai, stay with us. The pullout by the West Indies players will have grave repercussions for Caribbean cricket on the whole. That after BCCI said they don't know when next will they play cricket versus the West Indies.
ऐसा कभी पहले हुआ नहीं है. इसके लिए हमारा भी पहला एक्सपीरियंस है. मुझे दुख के साथ बोलना पड़ता है कि हमें पता नहीं कि अभी वेस्ट इंडीज के साथ में जिंदगी में कब बीसीसीआई स्टार्ट प्लेइंग मैचेस. ऑल डैमेजेस, लीगल एक्शन, एवरीथिंग वी आर कंसीडरिंग, एंड हमारी लीगल टीम है वो उस बारे में सोच रही है, वो चेन बांध कर रही है, और इसका एक्शन हम जरूर लेंगे.
Sunny bhai, the BCCI secretary clearly saying that after this, I don't know when next will we play West Indies. Do you now fear for the future of West Indian cricket?
Well, I think this is unprecedented. It's never happened before that a tour has been called midway because of a dispute between the players and the officials. So that's not something which happens every day. I think if the tour was called off for natural causes, it would be understandable. But yes, I think this is going to be a very, very difficult issue to address for the cricketing community, because they'll have to think twice about the fact that this is something which has been going on. We've been reading about the fact that the West Indian players have had issues with their board regarding the payments, and it's been an ongoing issue. It's not been settled, and so I think this could possibly happen again. So a lot of other boards will be thinking many times before they send the invitation to the West Indies Cricket Board. That I think I'm pretty certain will happen after today.
Right, and now we heard from the BCCI official, Sunny, they didn't sound very happy. In fact, the BCCI official release said they are shocked and disappointed with this pull-out. Do you now think that they are risking playing in the IPL as well, the West Indies players, after this?
Well, the question is, who pulled the plug? Is it the West Indies Cricket Board or is it the West Indian players? If it's the West Indies Cricket Board which has cancelled the tour, then I don't think that the players should be held responsible. Because the players haven't called out. The players turned up for the match today.
I'd like to interrupt you because we've got a clarification from the BCCI and also from the West Indies Cricket Board, where they've said we've not pulled the plug on this at all. It's the players that have decided. This is the version that has come from the West Indies Cricket Board. The BCCI then sent a detailed email of how things happen, and the last correspondence they got was from Richie Richardson, who's the manager, who said that we as players have decided to pull out of the tour. In that situation, do you fear that they may not play the IPL? Are they risking it?
Oh, well, this is news to me as well. So if that is what has happened, then certainly I think there will be repercussions for the players. But if the West Indies board had cancelled the tour, then I don't think it would have been fair to blame the players. I think this is going to maybe change the way the West Indian players' participation in the IPL is looked at. But they have always been popular players. And the IPL is about 6 or 8 months away, so things could change by then, because, look, the West Indian players have always been very well liked all over the world, not just in India. And whatever happens with the West Indies team, a lot of the franchises will say, and because they have contributed brilliantly to their franchises, helping them to win, bringing them brand value. So I think it'll be very difficult for the franchises to take it out on the West Indian players. I personally, if I was one of the franchise owners, I would certainly have the West Indian players in my team.
Right, we all know that you love West Indies cricket and West Indies as well. But just to clarify to our viewers, whatever communication we've got from the BCCI and the West Indies Cricket Board, the BCCI, it seems like prima facie that it's the players that have pulled out, but at the same time, the BCCI is also very disappointed with the West Indies board for not handling this matter in a good fashion or properly. They thought, or the BCCI thinks, that the West Indies Cricket Board could have handled this matter in a much better manner and could have spoken to the players. Having said that, let's just talk about the match as well, Sunny bhai. 2 talking points. I'll start with Virat Kohli. You're the one who had this advice for the Indian team that it's best Virat Kohli comes down in the middle order. It'll give him confidence. That's exactly what the team did. He performed well. He's gone back to the number 3 spot, and now he's scoring runs again. Do you see that he's over that little hurdle that he had in his career?
Well, this is on Indian pitches. He's got a bigger test awaiting him when he goes to Australia. But he's done well in Australia the last time around, 2011-12, in the Tri-Series. He's performed well. So yes, there's every hope that he will be able to continue the kind of form that he's been in. But again, today it was a very good partnership, an opening partnership, by which time the ball wasn't moving when he came in at number 3. The other day when he came in at number 4, a wicket had fallen in the 3rd or the 4th over. Shikhar Dhawan had been bowled by a ball that moved in sharply. So that time it was very good of the Indian think tank to hold him back. But now that the openers had given them a good start, they sent him back at his original number, and he flowered over there. What I keep wondering is, what is Ambati Rayudu's role in this team? One day he bats 4, next day he bats 3, and now he bats at 7 or 8 or whatever it is. I don't know what is the thinking around Ambati Rayudu.
Right, Sunny bhai, you've seen him play a few games for India now, also in the IPL. According to you, what is that best position that will suit the style of play that Ambati Rayudu has then?
Well, I think the way he's being handled, it looks to me as if he's being he's in the team to keep the seat warm for Rohit Sharma's return. When Rohit Sharma is fit and he's back, I think whether Rohit Sharma bats at the top of the order or Rohit Sharma bats down at 4 or 5, I think that seems to me is what is happening at the moment. And that's why he's not getting the opportunities at a particular number, 3 or 4, that he should be getting. If he gets that number, then who knows? He might be scoring runs consistently. And if you actually have a problem of plenty, that is the kind of problem that every team should have. That you have a problem of plenty, you have a choice, which means nobody in the 11 takes this place for granted. Everybody performs, always is performing in every game. And that is how every team goes on to become a great team.
Right, Sunny bhai, just to get you right, are you suggesting that there is a certain kind of bias then towards Rohit Sharma in the team?
Well, I mean, Rohit Sharma's performance when he was playing for India in the ODIs was outstanding. He's only the third player in the history of one-day cricket to have scored a double 100 in limited overs, in a 50 overs game, international. So yes, I think his place is pretty much certain when he's fit, when he gets back to playing cricket, and he's got a few domestic matches under his belt. So certainly, I think his place certainly will be pretty much guaranteed. But I think that is the reason why maybe we are seeing this situation where Rayudu is being shuffled up and down the order.
So okay, let me just put the question in a different way. Would you then say it's unfair on Rayudu then, the way he's being shuffled around?
Oh yes, certainly yes. I think it's not. It doesn't do him any good. As I said, one match he's batting 4, the next match is batting at 3, because you want to protect Virat Kohli. You also don't want to expose Suresh Raina, because you don't want Suresh Raina to play against the ball when it's hard and new. And then suddenly when you have a situation when you won the match, and then you have a situation where your openers have got the team off to a great start, you suddenly have him going down even below Ravindra Jadeja and company. That is hard to understand, because yes, I think if he had been dropped down, Dhoni coming into bat at number 5, perfectly fine, because he's a great finisher. They had got off to a fantastic start, and so after that partnership between Kohli and Raina, with Dhoni coming in, fantastic. But after that, he is the other regular batsman. Rayudu is the next batsman, so he should have been there after that and not Jadeja. That is what I feel. But obviously the think tank has got a different viewpoint, and that's perfectly all right.
Right, Sunny bhai, valid points you make there, food for thought for the Indian team management. But thanks so much for joining us and sharing those views. Of course, the series has come to an abrupt end. We look forward to having you when now Sri Lanka come over to play those 5 ODIs versus India.